class. It's me, Belle, your instructor again. Welcome to this module on prevention. The next month, we're basically going to be finishing up this course. But because this course is mostly based on prevention, the lone actor terrorism or Rampage, I'd like to just share a few preventative measures that I can see and detect that are not being done currently, and that's basically why I'm doing this video right now. Now the first thing that I can see that a problem being is that is the way that spouses and family members of these lone actors are treated after the arrest or the incident. Basically, if you want this to be intervened in the future by these people or by other people who see these signs in their spouses or sons, you're going to need to not villainize the people who are currently in the situation, who were innocent, had no idea that this is going on, that their husbands or sons were planning attacks, or, and most of the time, keep in mind, most of the time these are women, and women really are not that violent. There's very rare cases that women will ever plan this type of an attack. And so basically, by demonizing the women who are the ones who are in the biggest position to stop an attack, you're making a very grave mistake, because who's going to want to turn in their spouse when they suspect them, even if they can't trust that they're going to be treated with respect afterwards? If they're demonized, other people who did it are demonized in the media. I mean, all we have to do is look at the Boston bomber's spouse. She's in hiding. People are accusing her. I mean, who would want to turn in their spouse if that's the way you're going to get treated, even if you see the signs? I mean, and most of the time, keep in mind that this is somebody this person loves. And, and most of the time, they aren't going to believe in reality that the person that they love is making this type of an attack. It's very hard to fathom for somebody in that situation. So basically, the first thing that we need to focus on is these people who are closest to the attackers, to get them to turn them in. And the only way you're going to do that is you've got to have a better public media campaign that shows that women who do this, or families who do turn them in, are heroes, not villains. They don't have anything to do with this. They were the ones that, they're the heroes. They didn't do it. You got to get on their side. You can't make them feel like they're being tracked by the FBI when they didn't have anything to do with it. So basically, the first thing I think you need to do is hire a psychologist who specializes in trauma to start assisting these innocent spouses or their children, their girlfriends, and the other family members who are related to the offender to, to give them support. The second thing you're going to need to do is provide a special federal team who's trained to offer this support, help them with their financial needs. I mean, it's kind of crazy to me that the public expects these people to apologize to them when for harming their victims, when they're harmed too. They had nothing to do with this. These women did not know that their significant other was planning an attack. Or if they did, they just couldn't psychologically fathom that they would actually carry through with it. And so basically, if they are turned, the women who do turn their significant others in are treated, there are women who have turned them in, and if these women are treated with disrespect by authorities, they're not going to give those authorities any respect in the future. They're not going to help them. They're not going to participate in a campaign to help other women like them turn in their spouses. This is not going to happen with the way it stands right now because there's too much demonization. So basically, the women who turn them in, or even if they don't, they need a lot more support. Their families need support. They got to stop being demonized or accused. And then and be trained. You need people who are in the Fed's special team who are trained to handle this situation and come in and take over instead of the local police department who, may not be very nice to these women. Start accusing them and stuff like that. No, you need a special federal team to come in and handle this situation. And then, after their needs are met, the families of these offenders, then what you can do is you can actually recruit these families in the future. Because of the trauma they've gone through, you can recruit these families for a public media campaign. You can have these people talk about their experiences, the signs that they saw, what they are going through, so that other people who are in the same situation, spouses that see the signs, can feel confident to turn their spouses in. But you got to have these women talking to the public, these families talking to the public, telling people these signs that they saw. And that's just not going to happen if you demonize them. And it's just going to create distrust. Another big issue is polarization. A lot of polarization in communities. If you have a large majority group, small minority group, these minorities can feel very persecuted. And instead of encouraging persecution of minorities or division in communities, there are ways, just ads on TV that can be done to encourage more cooperation in a community, less polarization, more acceptance of diverse groups. I propose that you have a media campaign that encourages the philosophy of curiosity rather than contempt, because only through curiosity will people strive to learn about other people who are different from them. But if people are always fighting about their differences, their different belief systems, demonizing other people, they won't come together. You're going to have more attacks because of this infighting that's going on in our society. Anybody can get to know another person with opposite views from them on a personal basis, and that might make them feel less intolerant, might make them feel more accepting and a lot less likely to commit a horrendous crime, such as an attack. They just got to get to know each other with a spirit of curiosity. Another, and you can encourage this through media campaigns. It's not that difficult. Put up some ads. Advertisements, public media is a lot cheaper than a lot of the stuff they're doing. A lot cheaper. And that's what you need. You have to get the message out there. And another thing that you need to do for prevention of a lone wolf terrorist act or rampage is we really need to expand the population for the studies. Like the latest book, the Gill book, it leaves out a lot of other countries who've had lone actor attacks. It leaves out actors who, were from maybe 100 years ago. It leaves out, it does not include as many actors as it could include in their studies. So their studies might not be as accurate if they also studied the people who could have committed an act but were arrested beforehand. They need to expand their sample size. Without a large sample size, you're not going to have as a legitimate feedback or charts for this. So, and I don't know why they're not studying this over in other countries where this is also happening. I mean, look at Israel. There's lots of suicide bombers in the Palestinian-Israel situation. Why aren't we studying these people, their families, their information, also from other countries? We are not the only country who has these type of attacks. We aren't. So we just got to get more of this information to have a better idea. Oh, and one big thing is that we need more focus specifically on lone actor, rampagers, and terrorists, rather than just grouping them all together as terrorists, because this is the act of the future. These guys are less detectable because they don't operate in cells, they don't operate in groups. They can completely fly under the radar. So basically, you got to expect that it's going to increase. And so we need to increase our knowledge about these type of attacks. So we need a lot more studying, a lot more agencies, a lot more specific looking at lone wolves, lone actors, lone rampagers specifically. I think that's about it that I was going to cover. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's about it. But yeah, good luck in your research papers, and I really look forward to all of your work, and good luck. See you later. Bye.